A new animated Pixar Disney film is out, so let's jump into it. Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am, and you're a Pixar animated film lover like I am, then you're in the right place. And if you're in the right place, click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, let me know while you're down there, what did you think of this Disney Pixar animated film, Elemental? What is your favorite Disney Pixar film? And also, while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. Trying to reach 200 subscribers by the end of this year, and you can help me do that by clicking that subscribe button. Today we're talking about the 2023 Pixar animated rom-com fantasy film, Elemental. When elements, fire, water, earth, and air live together in Elemental City, a fiery young woman named Ember and a go-with-the-flow water guy named Wade discover something amazing when they accidentally run into each other. They realize how much they actually have in common.
The pipe squished me all out of shape.
Dang.
That's better.
Oh.
Directed by Sohn, and actually he based this film a little bit off of his own life coming from Korea to America, and that experience, and immigrants, and not being able to speak the English language very well, and sort of the struggle of his family and his parents as they were immigrants to America. And I think that this film is very clearly inspired or taken from that story, because that is what Ember's story is in this film. This is definitely a story about opposites attract. It's a story about race and racism in some ways, but also about social class and the differences between people because of their background and how they grew up. And so there's a lot of layers, actually. And I have to be honest, when I first saw the trailers for this film, I had no interest in watching.
Who spanked you?
And Disney really hasn't done a lot to promote this film or much marketing for this film. And that's too bad, because often in the past when that's happened, it usually indicates that this film is trouble or there's something very wrong with it. Like Strange World, which came out last year, Disney did absolutely almost no marketing for. And then when I saw the film, I was like, yeah, now I see why.
Wow, that was weird.
So going into this movie, I had the same feeling, and I was proven wrong.
Wrong about everything.
But it's still told in an original story, in an original world with a cool concept, and I thought it worked well. The only thing that I really have a complaint against this film is that it's very much on the head, on the nose, like, this is an immigration story, and this is a film about racism, and this is a film about social class, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having themes being very, very apparent. And it's a kid's film, you have to keep that in mind. But I wanted just maybe a little bit more subtlety to it. This is definitely Pixar's version of a romantic comedy, of a rom-com. And there's nothing wrong with that. I thought that was really cool. We haven't seen that before. We haven't really had a love story quite like this. Now, there's been stories about love in the past, like Wall-E and Eva, and Up with Carl and Ellie. But this is... the story itself is the formula of a romantic comedy where two people meet, opposites attract, their families are so different, they struggle because of the social class between the two of them. And while that formula has been done so many times, this is a really cool, fresh take on it. The world of Elemental is gorgeous to look at. The animation is stunning, and it may not be as upfront, as impressive as like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is, but if you actually take the time and watch the film carefully and see all of the different little fine details that the creators added in this film, like when Wade walks and the light, how it reflects through Wade as water, and how images change when he walks through things, and how images look behind him. You know, that takes a lot of research and a lot of confidence to animate something like this film. Animation is stunning in this movie. Did I like it more than Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? No, because Across the Spider-Verse has so many different types of animation in the film, but this is a very polished, clean, constructed visual film. Our two leads of Ember and Wade, played by Leah Lewis, Wade played by Mamoudou Athie. They were fantastic. I love their chemistry in this film, and even though it's just their voices, There's a lot of stuff that you can show and emote with just your voice. These two actors were spot on for their roles. They did a great job. This movie is really heartwarming and funny at times. There's some great humor. A lot of it comes from like the elements mixing with each other or running into another. So there's these really funny moments kind of sprinkled throughout the film about all these different elements, either mingling or not mingling, and I liked it.
I like it a lot.
It was very lighthearted and sweet while just telling a straightforward immigrant romantic comedy story. Now, speaking about story, this is probably one of the weaker parts about this film is the story itself. If you're going in expecting this amazing, huge, sort of epic film, I don't think you're going to quite be satisfied because this movie's not trying to achieve that. You look at films like WALL-E or The Incredibles where it's this beautiful animation and the story is reflected in that. It's a huge story. The animation supports it because it's such a grand, sprawling plot line. This film is not like that at all. It's a rom-com between these two elements, between fire and water, between Wade and Ember. And there's nothing more. If you're looking for a simpler film, this film will do it for you. I was hoping for a bit more with the storyline, to be honest. So I had high hopes for this film, for the story, and I don't think it quite delivered. The pacing at times is a bit shaky, and I wasn't quite sure where they were leading with the story, and then we eventually get there in the end, but there's a plot line in this film about basically damming up this hole so water doesn't come into the fire section of Elemental City. And,
well, this sucks.
Now, the music in this film is fantastic. What a wonderful soundtrack that accompanies this film. The soundtrack, the original score, and the song choices are awesome. Thomas Newman, who had done other films like Finding Nemo and WALL-E, is back in full effect again. He's just a fantastic composer, really can capture the feeling and the sense of a film without being too over the top about it. While this is a rated G film, there are some things that will go straight over the children's heads as they're watching this film. I like that because it shows there's a good mix of this film. It's good for kids, and it's also good for adults. This film is really entertaining. It runs at a great pace. I don't think anyone's really going to be writing home about this film. I'm not going to say it's going to be an Academy Award winner or anything like that. But for a Pixar animated film, I thought it was well done. I had a good time. I think everyone else around me in the theater did. I still say like Toy Story and Toy Story 3, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, WALL-E, Up, all of those films are a lot better. This is maybe not even in the top 5, top 10, but it's definitely not in the bottom 10 either.
Hey! Plus, my dad would boil you alive.
Why does anyone get to tell you what you can do in your life? Come on! Why do they even have these?
Who knows?
So I'm gonna go ahead and give Disney Pixar animated film Elemental a B. What did you think of this film, Elemental? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments about the film down below. And also, while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Help me get to that 200 subscriber goal by the end of this year. Thank you so much for doing that. Mwah! Thanks for watching Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some other videos like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and The Little Mermaid. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you on the next film. Have a great day, stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.